So we have some interesting developments with GameStop. We have this trend line. This is a major trend line right here. And we have broken the trend line. So it's really not looking amazing at the moment. We really need something to happen with this to hold up. But we have broken trend. So last time this happened, it wasn't good. And you can see my blueprint here is predicting some fade back down towards 20 bucks a share, maybe 19. It could potentially do that. Now what's happening is this sort of thing. Back here on this first run we had back in 2021, and then eventually we broke this trend line. So a very similar kind of trend line right here. Now the last move was way bigger, but the move we had recently was pretty big too, and a very similar kind of move. But when this trend broke last time, we ended up having a pretty aggressive pullback, and this is about a 50% dip after this trend break. So it is possible that happens again. Hopefully it doesn't. We don't want to see it drop that much, but we have to be pretty cautious of that trend line, and we have just broken it for the first time again. So what's going to happen with this? We know GameStop is in a pretty unique position. They're kind of a mid-cap company with a lot of cash, and Ryan Cohen's turning the company around, actually making them a bit profitable. But we had Richard Newton come back, which was kind of interesting. And he revealed his position on GameStop. So let me pull that up. We got right here. So Richard Newton has made a video on GameStop every day for several years. Recently, he has disappeared and deleted all of his videos from YouTube, kind of ominously. But he has not totally gone away. He's back on Twitter, and he's posting over there a little bit. Looks like he's posting some meme storms like Keith Gill did in the past. But here's his position. It's not what I thought it would have been. He does have some impressive equity in the trade, but yeah, he's down a bit on this position. He has about $700,000 in it from 34.69. So not the best position to be in. He has been doing some crazy theory crafting on GameStop, so I figured he would be in a much better position, but regardless, he's holding strong, and maybe this will come back up. So 34.69, he's down 36%. So he's down about 250,000 on the position. So I would have figured he would have been in closer to the 20s, but you can see the date he bought in right here, June 7th. So let's just take a look at this other post with him explaining the position a little bit. So he says, I'd like to take a moment to emphasize I really have no idea what's going to happen. I don't have a spreadsheet. He's loading some memes. He's just posting Roaring Kitty style memes right now every day. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not endorsing anybody to do anything except make the best decisions for themselves, which as people can see from some of my past trades, buying 20K shares June 7th at 34.69, I don't even know how to make good decisions for me. Just having fun, as I'm an eternal optimist I'm certainly not trying to be Roaring Kitty. I am just me. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. Let's go GameStop. So there you go. He bought this on June 7th, which we can take a look at the chart in a second. I think that's the day Keith did the live stream. So not what I was thinking. I mean, I figured he would be in because of all of his posting and analysis. He might be in a bit lower, but it seems like he was ready to jump on board the day of the stream and maybe thought that that was going to be it, and then ended up holding since then. So yeah, let's take a look here at the chart. We've got June 7th, 2024. Where's that at? June. Oh, yeah. That was back here. 6th, 7th, right there. So this was like pump number 2. And yeah, that was the day of the live stream. Exactly. And that's the day, I believe they did another offering that day. So that it got totally obliterated all day into the following day. And pretty much since then, now he's done pretty well, I think, in the past. So he is continuing to hold that. But man, what a crazy, crazy day to be buying in on. Sort of on this backside of pump number 2. Unfortunately, the offering, hit again on that day. But that's where he bought in at, right around here. June 7th, $34 a share. So it did pump a couple of times here. This is when Keith was getting in the first pump here. And I think what happens is Keith loads it up, sells into this, reloads the dip, and then maybe sells again over here. But yeah, now we're on the backside of this, and it's pretty much played out exactly like it did last time. We had sort of a double pump into pullback, and then some choppy backside action. And now we are testing this major support level. Kind of cracked it. So it's really not looking super amazing right now. Kind of needs a miracle, honestly. And people don't like to hear bad news about GameStop, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to just say it's going to go up because that's what people want to hear. But it's breaking a major support. And last time that happened, it wasn't good. But, I think this eventually does come back. It's just, right now it's looking a little bit bad. Kind of grim looking, honestly. But, back, maybe in 2027 we pump again. And the cat will come back once again. For now, though, it's in fade mode. Unless we can get some wild news. And not to say there aren't trades in here. I think if this breaks down pretty aggressively, I'm going to be dip buying it, and I'm going to be looking to sell back into the 22 area, but at least for a short-term trade, I don't hold these for forever. I'm just trying to make good decisions for myself, like Richard Newton said over here. Just make good decisions for yourself. So do I think it's dead? I don't think so, but it's not looking good, and it might take some time for this to rebound unless there's some significant news coming up that would send this back higher. So there could be, but it's going to be a surprise news catalyst that really brings us back to new highs, or it's going to take some time to consolidate. And then we could see another one of these kind of moves happen. It's just going to take some time. So, Yeah, I thought that was interesting. We got Richard Newton's take on it, and we actually have his final model here from his guess of what was going to happen. So this is back into September, October 2025. So he was projecting a big move into November, which I believe we kind of got. We kind of got that. We got a move here in September. So that was a nice move, pretty significant move higher. And what's going to happen next? Really hard to say. But September did have a move, so that's interesting that played out pretty well. And then, so he was projecting the next phase would be maybe pull back to that mega trend line, mega support level, and then hold that, and then bounce after some accumulation and maybe into next year. So it looks like that could be the next prediction from his side. Maybe somewhere in February, March, we might see a move higher. But we'll see if that plays out. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. So that's where GameStop is at the moment.